Yeah, hot rodding is very rebellious, or at least it was looked at that in the early days. It was, the guys were going around and tearing up the streets and doing burnouts, but it kind of got a bad rep in the early days, and then they formed the National Hot Rod Association, which tried to get a lot of these younger guys back in the day off the streets and onto drag strips, and a lot of car clubs formed, and they were trying to kind of spin it in a positive way. In fact, a lot of car clubs, they actually would have a card, and the clubs were encouraged to go out and help people out. They saw a motorist beside the road, they were encouraged to stop and help them. And a lot of them actually give out a card, say I was helped out by such a hot rod club, and just to try and save face and kind of legitimize it a little bit. Yeah, cars find me more often than I have a pocketbook deep enough to handle it, so I have to kind of pick and choose the cars that come along. Yeah, these cars, I get calls all the time for cars that are in barns, and what I try to do is, right now my barn is absolutely full. I have no more room for any more cars in here. So what I try to do is I try to find homes for the ones that come up, just because it's, I have the connections and trying to, I don't want to see the cars be turned into something that they weren't meant to be. So I try to find somebody that's willing to kind of be the next caretaker of them. Try to keep the tradition alive with, myself and my customers, and then try to find new people that want to get into this traditional style of hot rod. Well, my favorite part of doing what I do, I guess, is I love the interaction with people. I love being able to find a car and being able to preserve it. Being able to research the history, that's paramount for me. I really, really enjoy the research part. Whenever I get a car that has some history, I start researching as much as I can. I look for old photographs, I make phone calls, I track people down, I track down the original builders, owners, and I do that for my customers as well. If they have a car that has some history, they think they might, I'll spend all that effort, and to me, that's what's fun about it. It's being able to be the caretaker and preserve that history that, preserve it, and I also like to preserve the cars the way they were found. 15, 20 years ago, was you take these cars and you'd restore them to probably nicer than they ever were. In fact, most of the cars, these cars are put together by kids in their backyards with what they had. So there's a lot of, less than quality welds and stuff like that are done to them, but it's part of the car's history. So I don't eliminate that. I make sure it's safe. I make sure it can be driven. All the cars I do for customers are very drivable. I really kind of emphasize that with the customers, that let's make this car, instead of spending X, Y, Z amount of dollars on huge engines and huge horsepower, let's make it drivable. Let's make it so you can enjoy it. And that goes with the cars that have, these survivor cars that have peeling paint and they're faded, they have rust spots. It's a drivable car. You can take it out and enjoy it. You don't worry about parking lot dings. You don't want it to happen, but you take it out and you can just get in the car and have a good day in it. And that's what's fun for me.